Today is most auspicious day, appearance day of Srila Gadadhar Pandit Goswami, his most dear associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for those who are situated in Maduras, member of Panchatattva. So our Gurudev, he wrote his biography. I will read from here. Shri Radha Prema Rupa Ya Pura Brindabaneshwari Sa Shri Gadadharo Gaura Ballabha Panditakhyaka Nirnita Shri Swarupairyo Vraja Lakshmi Taya Yatha Pura Vrindavane Lakshmi Shama Sundara Vallabha Sadhya Gaura Prema Lakshmi Shri Gadadhara Pandita Radham Anugata Yatal Lalita Pyanu Radhika Atah Pravishat Eshatam Gaura Chandrodaya Yatha. The avatar of love, who was previously the queen of Vrindavan, Radha, is now the beloved of Gaura, named Shri Gadadhar Pandit. Swarup Damodar Goswami himself indicated that Gadadhar was Braja's goddess of fortune, the Lakshmi, who was previously the beloved of Shama Sundar in Vrindavan. She has today become the goddess of fortune and love for Gaura, and is known as Shri Gadadhar Pandit. Lalita, who is also known as Anuradha, is Radha's closest friend and confidant, Saki. She has also entered into Gadadhar, as was shown in the play Chaitanya Chandrodaya. This is from Gaur Ganodesh Dipika. Gadadhar Panditadi Prabhur Nijo Shakti Tasavar Charanamor Sahasra Pranati. Gadadhar Pandit and others are the Lord's own energies. I pay thousands of obeisances to their feet. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in 6 features, namely as the 2 types of Guru, that is Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru, the devotees of the Lord himself, his avatar, his expansion, and his energy. According to the principle of simultaneous oneness and difference, they are all identified with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. This is from commentary of Prabhupada to Chaitanya Charitamrita. She who was Radha in Krishna's pastimes became Shri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami in Gaur Lila. When Gaur manifests his identity with Narayan, his Shaktis are his wives Lakshmi Priya and Vishnu Priya. That is in awe and reverence. Aishwarya Bhav, when he is as Narayan. When identifying with Krishna, that is Madhurya Bhav, his Shakti is Shri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami. Panchatattva Atmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavatarang Bhaktakyang Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. I offer my obeisances to Krishna, who appears in 5 features. As a devotee, that is himself Krishna, as the expansion of a devotee means of this devotee form, Krishna, that is Nityananda Prabhu, as an avatar of a devotee, that is Advaita Acharya, as the pure devotee, that is Narad, Srivas, and as the devotional energy, that is Gadadhar. These 5 features all appeared with Mahaprabhu in his avatar, and in their association he joyfully performed the congregational chanting of the holy names. Though he appears in these 5 forms, there is in fact no difference between them. The distinctions arise due to his desire to relish different devotional flavors, that is rasa. So, difference is there only that lila can happen. Then from lila, rasa is coming. But they are all one, means they are all inseparable They're all transcendental. Sri Gaurango, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit and Srivas Pandit etc. make up the Panchatattva, and there is spiritually no difference between them. The Supreme Truth has unlimited pastimes in order to relish the different tastes of transcendental relationships, rasas, and thus he separates into these 5 forms as the form of devotee, the devotional manifestation or prakash, that is Nityananda, the devotional avatar, the devotional energy, and the pure devotee. Jai Jai Nityananda Gadadharer Jivan, Jai Jai Advaitadi Bhakter Sharan. All glories to the life of Nityananda Prabhu and Gadadhar. All glories to the shelter of all the devotees, headed by Advaita. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur comments on words the life of Gadadhar as follows. Srila Gadadhar Pandit Goswami is chief amongst the most intimate devotees of Sri Chaitanya. He is the fountainhead of the entire Shakti Tattva and is thus present equally in Mahaprabhu's Leelas in Navadip and in Nilachal, that is Jagannath Puri. His childhood home was in Navadip. Later he took Kshetra Sannyas in Jagannath Puri and lived in a garden or tota by the seashore. Pure devotees who wish to enter into the Madhuras of Sri Radha Govinda take shelter of Gadadhar Pandit, and only then they will come to be known as Gauranga Mahaprabhu's intimate devotees. Those devotees who are not so inclined to the Madhuras take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu and engage in pure devotional service in other rasas, Vatsalya, Sakya, Dasya, and Shanta also possible. Some of Mahaprabhu's devotees, such as Narahari, were followers of Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami. They took refuge in him because they knew him to be Mahaprabhu's dearest associate. Some devotees therefore call Chaitanya the life of Nityananda Prabhu, while others called him the life of Gadadhar. Here also we have to understand there are 2 kinds of considerations. If we see as a sadhana, then first one has to take shelter of Gaur Nityananda to be rescued from Maya and to get the service of Krishna. Because Nityananda is Guru. That is why we are chanting Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango. But when it comes to the pure platform where their rasa will appear, particular rasa, if someone will come to Madhurasa, then at that time he will worship Gaur Gadadhar as Radha Krishna. As we see Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Godrundip, also Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj installed Gaur Gadadhar in his own mat. Then there Gaur Gadadhar in Champahati. Prabhupada also installed in the birthplace of, or near the birthplace of Gadadhar, that is Gadai Gaurango Mat in Bangladesh. So that is later on. That does not mean I want Madhura, so I have nothing to do with Nityananda Prabhu. This is not correct. Because Nitayer Koruna Hobe Braje Radha Krishna Pabe. Or Heno Nitai Bine Bhai Radha Krishna Paitanai. Without the grace of Nityananda as Guru, you cannot attain that pure platform and particular rasa. Without Nityananda Prabhu will bless you. He will recommend you to Radharani when you are fit. Without his blessing, no one can enter. Gadadhar Pandit appeared in the village of Beletigram in the Chittagong district of modern Bangladesh in 1487, on the dark moon day of the month of Baishak, that is today. His father was Madhava Mishra, a Varendra Brahmana in the Kashyapa Gotra, and his mother was Ratnavati Devi. He also had a younger brother named Vaninath. The family lived in Belati Gram until Gadadhar was 12 and then moved to Navadip. Here near this place, Prabhupada in Baliati, he established one Gauriya Math, Gadai Gauranga Math. This year in our Math in Calcutta, I met our god brother. He was speaking Chaitanya Charitamrita in the morning. He's from this place, near Gadadhar Prabhu's birthplace, he told. Gadadhar Pandit was a brahmachari for his entire life. Indeed, his indifference to the pleasures of the world was such that Ishwar Puripat was very impressed when he visited Navadip. Ishwar Puri gave Gadadhar Pandit instruction in a book he had himself written, Krishna Lilamrita. While Mahaprabhu was delighting in his pastimes as a student, there was no scholar in the town of Navadip who was unafraid of entering into debate with him. Mahaprabhu would defeat one's position and then show how the same position could be defended. Mukunda Datta, Srivas Pandit and others who knew the joys of the devotional sentiment were afraid of getting involved in such useless debates with Nimai Pandit, and so they would avoid him. Pure devotees, they have no taste in arguing for the sake of worldly name and fame. I am better scholar, and I know I am very intelligent. They have no taste for this. But here we see something different happen. When they were arguing with Mahaprabhu, although that was like argument, but they all got transcendental bliss because he is Krishna himself. That time they could not yet understand by Mahaprabhu's desire, by Yoga Maya, but this was different. That is why all were satisfied with him, not angry. But if they would argue with someone else, then such transcendental taste cannot come. But still, in order, like we don't want to debate for debate's sake, they avoid it. They try to avoid, but Mahaprabhu catch them. Like here we see, one day, Nimai Pandit saw Gadadhar Pandit and asked him to give the definition of liberation, mukti or moksha. Gadadhar Pandit answered according to the Nyaya school that liberation consisted in the final eradication of all miseries, atyantika dukkha nivritti. Nimai Pandit then proceeded to show how this definition was inadequate. Our Gurudev told that he quoted that verse from Bhagavatam, that liberation means to be reinstated in your swarup, your eternal form, in relation to Krishna and serve him. That is full definition of liberation, because unless one is in his own constitutional position, he cannot be actually liberated permanently. That impersonal liberation is not full liberation and not permanent. You will fall down again because of neglecting service of Krishna. So Mahaprabhu showed this to him. Nimai Pandit then proceeded to show how this definition was inadequate. Yes, the other devotees who were listening to him speak thought how wonderful it would be if such a brilliant scholar would only become a devotee. When Mahaprabhu returned from Gaya, where he took initiation from Ishwar Puripad, he began to reveal the transformations of divine love that amazed the devotees. Shriman Pandit was the first to see Mahaprabhu's ecstatic symptoms, and he reported what he had seen to all the other devotees, who were overjoyed at the news. When Mahaprabhu decided to reveal his true identity to the devotees, he told them to come to the house of Shuklambar Brahmachari. Gadadhar Pandit was amongst those who went there, but remained discreet about his presence. was standing back. When he saw Mahaprabhu become intoxicated with the power of the holy names, Gadadhar Pandit fainted. Mahaprabhu then said to him, Gadadhar, you have such good fortune. From your early childhood, your mind has been fixed on Krishna's lotus feet. Meanwhile, I have been wasting my life in useless activities. Despite obtaining the great treasure of a human birth, by my misfortune, I was able to make no use of it. You see, even here Mahaprabhu is giving this teaching. This is the main teaching of all Shastra. Now you got this human birth, it is very rare, and it is meant only for the worship of Krishna. So you can come out of this material existence and attain the eternal service of the lotus feet of Krishna. Around this point, all Shastras are there, only to make us understand this point. Subsequently, Gadadhar Pandit would calm Mahaprabhu whenever he was overly affected by his ecstasies. One day, Gadadhar Pandit said to Mahaprabhu, your Lord Krishna is hidden in your heart. As soon as Mahaprabhu heard this, he began to claw at his chest, but Gadadhar Pandit stopped him from doing so. When Sachi saw how clever Gadadhar Pandit was in handling her son, she asked him to always stay near Nimai to protect him. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Once Mahaprabhu suddenly started calling out the name of his dear associate Pundarik Vidyanidhi, saying, Pundarik, my father, and crying. None of the devotees who were present knew Pundarik Vidyanidhi, who was formerly Radharani's father, Vrishabhanu, and were thus unable to understand what the Lord meant. That is why Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Radharani, he used to say, my father, my father. When they asked him, he glorified Pundarik Vidyanidhi and told them that he would shortly be coming to Navadip, Mayapur. However, when Pundarik Vidyanidhi arrived in Navadip, no one recognized him because he disguised himself as a great sense enjoyer in order to mask his profound devotional feeling. Devotees, real devotees, they don't want to advertise their devotion and like for getting name and fame. They try to avoid this because that will distract them from their bhajan. But conditioned souls is just the opposite. They're fighting for getting name and fame, for getting respect, for getting prestige, fighting, killing each other. Just the opposite. Mukunda Datta and Vasudev Datta, that is why devotees are happy, but conditioned souls who have such desires, they are always disturbed. Mukunda Datta and Vasudev Datta were former residents of Chittagong and knew Pundarik Vidyanidhi very well. One day, Mukunda Datta told Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami that he wanted to introduce him to a very advanced Vaishnava and took him to Pundarik Vidyanidhi's house. Mukunda introduced the two of them, and Vidyanidhi happily engaged Gadadhar Pandit in conversation. Gadadhar Pandit, however, who had been indifferent to sensual pleasures since he was very young, could not help doubting Pundarik Vidyanidhi when he saw the expensive furnishings by which he was surrounded, from the fine silk sheets as white as milk, foam, to the perfumes in the air, to the pan that is betel nut he was chewing. Mukunda saw the doubt written on Gadadhar Pandit's face and decided to reveal Pundarik Vidyanidhi's true devotional nature to him. He recited the following two verses in glorification of Krishna from Srimad Bhagavatam. Aho Bhakyam Stana Kalakutam jigham sa yapayayat apyasadvi levegatim datri uchitam tatonyam kam vadoyalam sharanam pradema. How truly amazing! The sister of Bakasur, the evil Putana, was sent on a mission to kill Krishna. Despite her evil intentions, he drank the Kalakuta poison that was mixed with her breast milk and awarded her the position of a wet nurse, as Ambika and Kilimba in Goloka, their wet nurse. I cannot remember now. One of these two, I think Ambika is Malini, wife of Srivas. Kilimba is Narayani, mother of Vrindavan Das Thakur. I will have to check, I think. Is there anyone else I can take shelter of who is more merciful than this Krishna? Then another verse from Bhagavatam, Putana Loka Balagni Rakshasi Rudhirashana Jigam Sayapi Hare Stanam Datvapa Sadgatim. Putana was always hankering for the blood of human children, and with that desire she came to kill Krishna. And because she offered her breast to the Lord, she attained the greatest achievement. Srimad Bhagavatam. The instant that Pundarik Vidyanidhi heard these verses, he began to cry, Ha Krishna, and fell to the ground in a faint. Extraordinary ecstatic symptoms began to show on his body. Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami was amazed to see this reaction and began to regret the offensive thoughts he having just moments before. Later, Mahaprabhu advised Gadadhar Pandit that the best way to become free of this offense was to ask Pundarik Vidyanidhi for initiation. So this is how Gadadhar Pandit became his disciple. So we cannot recognize devotee by only external observation. Of course, this is the pastime of Gadadhar Pandit. He cannot make any offense. But through him we are getting this teaching, because in Mahaprabhu came with his devotees to give us teaching. So through his devotees, he showed by their example. So here the teaching is we cannot recognize devotee only by external observation, but by what is inside his heart, if he is devoted to Krishna or not. And if we commit any offense to devotee, then we should beg forgiveness from that devotee and serve him. So Gadadhar, he asked permission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, I committed this offense, so I want to take initiation from him. Then, as a guru, he will have affection for me, he will forgive me, and I can get his service. Then Mahaprabhu said, yes, it is very good, you take initiation. Then he got. And also because Radharani father, Brishabhanu, father is first guru. Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami was Mahaprabhu's constant companion. He participated in Mahaprabhu's water sports after the conversion of Jagai and Madai. He acted in the play about Krishna Lila in Chandrasekhar's house. He was playing the role of a gopi, Gadadhar Pandit. He observed the great epiphany, that is Mahaprakash Lila, in Srivas Angan, when Mahaprabhu exhibited his divine form for 21 hours as God, Supreme Lord. He was there when the Kaji was converted and when Mahaprabhu took sannyas. He accompanied Mahaprabhu to Puri, where he joined him in cleaning the Gundicha temple and then bathing in Narendra Sarovar and in so many other pastimes. Always he was there, Gadadhar. We are singing Dakhine Nitai Bame Gadadhar. On right side of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda is there. Left side, Gadadhar. At Chandrasekharacharya's house, in the first act of the play about Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, that Mahaprabhu staged, Haridas Thakur played the part of the village constable, that is policeman, because Haridas Thakur is Brahma. He is in charge of this whole material world, like policeman, administrator. So Haridas Thakur was playing this role. Srila Pandit played Narad Muni because he is Narad Muni, and Mahaprabhu played Rukmini. Rukmini and Radharani, or that is Satyabhama. These queens also, they are expansions of gopis in Vrindavan. In the second act, Gadadhar Pandit also dressed as a woman, at which time Mahaprabhu said, Gadadhar is a part of my Vaikuntha family. Afterward, Mahaprabhu dressed as the primal energy and gave joy to everyone in the form of the Mother of the Universe. The devotees too glorified him with hymns addressed to the Divine Mother. Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami went to live in Puri as a Kshetra sannyasi. Mahaprabhu, that is, you vow you will remain at one place only, in one holy place, never go out. This is one kind of austerity, one kind of vow. And Gadadhar Pandit's intention was, I want to stay in Puri because Mahaprabhu is there. That was his intention to take. Later we'll see that he broke that for the service of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu gave him the service of the Tota Gopinath Diti and told him to live in the Yameshwar Tota, or garden adjoining the Yameshwar Shiva temple. If you go to Puri, you can visit both places. On one occasion, when Gadadhar Pandit heard that Nityananda Prabhu had come to Puri, he invited him to come and take Tota Gopinath's prasad. Nityananda Prabhu accepted his invitation and brought some fine rice from Bengal as an offering for Gopinath. Gadadhar Pandit cooked the rice along with leaves and vegetables from the Yameshwar garden. When he was offering the foodstuffs to the deity, Mahaprabhu also appeared there, giving him great pleasure. The three of them joyfully took prasad together from Chaitanya Bhagavat. When Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan, Ramananda Rai and Sarvabhatacharya used all the means at their disposal to make him stay in Puri. On the third Chaturmasya, after his departure from Navadip, all the Bengali devotees came to Puri with their wives to see him. After the Gundicha temple cleansing and the Ratha Yatra, the devotees returned home. As they were leaving, the devotees from Kulin village asked Mahaprabhu to describe the characteristics of a devotee. Mahaprabhu then described the difference between a Vaishnava, a more advanced Vaishnava, and the most advanced Vaishnava. When Mahaprabhu showed even more determination to go to Vrindavan, the devotees finally gave him permission to leave after Vijayadashami. King Prataparudra gave a great deal of official help to smooth his journey. When Mahaprabhu crossed the Chitrotpala river to leave Puri, Raya Ramananda Mangalaraj and Harichandan continued on his company. Because of his Kshetra sannyas, Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami was not permitted to go any farther. He was unable to tolerate the idea of separation from the Lord, however, and wanted to continue on with him. Mahaprabhu had to remind him of his vow to remain in Jagannath Puri and forbade him to go onward to Braja. Gadadhar Pandit retorted, "To hell with my vows to remain in Puri. As far as I am concerned, Jagannath Puri is wherever you are." Mahaprabhu insisted and told Gadadhar Pandit not to abandon his service to Gopinath. Gadadhar Pandit stubbornly argued, just seeing your lotus feet is worth 1,000,000 times more than any service to Gopinath. When Mahaprabhu said, if you abandon your duties to Gopinath, then it will be considered my fault. Gadadhar said, no, I will take all the responsibility for any offense, for abandoning the service to Gopinath, and for breaking the vow of Kshetra Sannyas. I will be going alone without disturbing you. I am going to Bengal to see Sachi Mata. Other than Mahaprabhu's intimate associates, no one will be able to understand the extent of Gadadhar Prabhu's devotion to Gauranga. Love on the path of spontaneous devotion, or Raga Marg, is not easy to comprehend. Gadadhar Pandit was ready to abandon his vows, his service, everything for the sake of Mahaprabhu. You know, there are two kinds of bhakti, Vaidhi Bhakti and Raga Bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti means you understand God is my master, I am his servant. It is my duty to serve him. Otherwise, I will have to suffer, I will have to go to hell. And their devotion is regulated by Shastric rules and regulations. This is what you have to do. This is what you should not do for the service of Supreme Lord. This is the mood. But in Raga Marg, that is possible only in Vrindavan. There is no knowledge that Krishna is God. But there is intimate, sweet, delightful relation. He's my beloved son. He's my beloved friend, my beloved master in sweet pastime, like his servants in the house. Then, or he's my beloved lover. So this relationship is what inspires service to him, loving service. Not any Shastric rules and regulations, not any knowledge that he's God and your duty. No, it is pure love. That is love on the path of spontaneous. Why it is spontaneous? Because it is not regulated. It is emerging out of your relationship, this intimate, sweet, delightful relationship with Krishna. So it is automatically, it's not regulated by anything. So here we see, like gopis in Vrindavan, when Krishna played flute to call them to forest, they abandoned their husbands and went there. This is against rules of Shastra. So they broke that dharma of Shastra and the society laws and regulations, everything for the sake of Krishna. By that they did not actually break dharma because they followed higher dharma, that is prema dharma, ultimate, to serve Krishna. That is Raga Marg. That is highest type of devotion. So here also we see this regulation, I will stay in one dham. That is for sadhakas to vow, I will only stay in dham. That is Shastric regulation or rule or like practice given in Shastra. And service to deity is also Shastric. It is in awe and reverence, the Shastric rule. So here we see, though Gadadhar Pandit took Kshetra Sannyas, and his purpose was not to follow like sadhana, his purpose was, I want to remain with Mahaprabhu for his service. And Mahaprabhu gave him the service of Tota Gopinath, deity. But when Mahaprabhu went out, then Gadadhar thought there is no use of that. I have to serve Mahaprabhu. I will go with him. So he was ready to break all rules of Shastra for the service of Mahaprabhu. That is highest type of prema. When Mahaprabhu's party arrived at Kotok, 100 kilometers north of Puri, Mahaprabhu called Gadadhar Pandit and said, that is why here we see Gadadhar said, by seeing where you are, Mahaprabhu, there is Jagannath Puri. You are Supreme Lord, you are Jagannath. So if I am going with you, then how I will leave Dham? I am always in Dham with you. And also by serving you, it is more than the service of Diti. Diti worship is for beginners because we are unable to serve in Lila, dynamic character of service. That is possible for those who are fully dedicated. But for beginners, Krishna appears in Diti form. He's only standing there, and in a regulated manner you will serve him. He will not say anything. I want milk, I want this, I want that. And he will not go there like this. So it is more easy. That is for beginners to purify themselves. But once you become fully surrendered, our Gurudev told, through service of Diti, fully surrendered, then after that there is no need to serve the Diti. Because you will serve in Lila. Dynamic character of service will come. 24 hours. When Mahaprabhu's party arrived at Kotok, 100 kilometers north of Puri, Mahaprabhu called Gadadhar Pandit and said, you have realized your objective to break your vows and leave your service. If you come with me, that will make you happy. But do you want your own happiness or mine? It will make me unhappy if your vows to remain in Puri and to serve Gopinath are broken. If you want my happiness, return to Puri. That is all I have to say. So first Mahaprabhu allowed him to break all the rules. Why? To show what kind of love Gadadhar Pandit has. He's ready to break all Shastric rules for the service of Mahaprabhu. Like gopis broke all rules for the service of Krishna. It is highest prema. And now he's again showing the love of Gadadhar. He's saying, okay, you already broke all rules for my sake, okay. But do you want your happiness or my happiness? My happiness will be you go back and you do that seva. So here we see Gadadhar Pandit immediately accepted because his only target is satisfaction of Mahaprabhu. Not that he wants to go with Mahaprabhu to enjoy his company. Like our Gurudev told, we come near Sadhu like a mosquito to suck his blood. Not for following him or for serving him, but to suck, to take facility. So in Gadadhar Pandit, this is not the case. So when he heard Mahaprabhu's words, Gadadhar Pandit fell to the ground and fainted. By the order of Mahaprabhu, Sarvam Bhattacharya comforted Gadadhar Pandit and accompanied him back to Puri. So Gadadhar is doing everything for the service of Mahaprabhu. Due to her submissiveness and simplicity, Krishna's wife Rukmini was not always able to understand his joking words and would become frightened. Like you know, Krishna said, you are a queen, you are so qualified, but I am not good. How is it that I can be your husband? Like this, Krishna was telling. So Rukmini could not understand his joking words. She became frightened that he may leave her. Like her, Gadadhar Pandit was also unable to always understand Mahaprabhu's witticism or his feigned indifference, all of which would cause him anxiety. Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami was by nature simple and pleasant. On one occasion, when Ballabhata came to see Mahaprabhu, he saw that Ballabhata was proud of his scholarship and ridiculed him. Mahaprabhu pointed out flaws in his philosophical understanding and ignored him. Ballabhata responded to Mahaprabhu's indifference by starting to visit Gadadhar Pandit and making a show of attachment to him. Mahaprabhu did not particularly like Gadadhar Pandit's relation with Ballabhata and began to demonstrate a certain coolness toward him also. This behavior made Gadadhar Pandit fear that Mahaprabhu would ostracize him, and so he came and fell at Lord's feet and started to cry. Mahaprabhu laughed and embraced Gadadhar Pandit. He said, "I wanted to tease you, but you were not flustered. You said nothing in anger, but patiently bore everything. Your mind was not agitated by my tricks. By remaining fixed in your simple nature, you have purchased me." No one can fully describe the nature of Gadadhar Pandit's ecstatic love. So Ballabhata was playing the pastime of being proud. So Mahaprabhu did not consider him. So when Ballabhata was disappointed, then he wanted to win the favor of Mahaprabhu by going to Gadadhar Pandit. He thought Gadadhar Pandit is very dear to Mahaprabhu, so if I will become close with him, then Mahaprabhu will give me his attention. But Mahaprabhu did opposite. He even became cool towards Gadadhar Pandit. Then Gadadhar was afraid. Then he came and this happened. Then Mahaprabhu, after giving teaching to Ballabhata, and Ballabhata understood his mistake, he became humble. Then Mahaprabhu also blessed him. Mahaprabhu has thus been given the name Gadadhar Prananath, Gadadhar's life and soul. No one can describe the Lord's mercy toward Gadadhar Pandit. Thus people sing their names together, Gadai Gaurango, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami remained on this earth only 11 months after Mahaprabhu's disappearance. Yes, and before that also we get one teaching from Gadadhar Pandit Goswami. We heard before, he took initiation from Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Then later on, Gadadhar Pandit also acted as, or served as, initiating spiritual master himself. But one day what happened, he came to Mahaprabhu and told him, "I gave mantra to someone who had no faith," that is offense on the part of Guru. "So I myself lost connection with that mantra. I am not able to get connection with that mantra and those ecstatical feelings as before because of this offense. So you kindly give me that mantra again. You again initiate me to correct that." Then Mahaprabhu said, "This is not proper. Diksha Guru can be only one, not many. One can have many Shiksha Gurus, but not Diksha Gurus. Mantra Guru can be only one. So you have to take the mantra again from your Diksha Guru, that is Pundarik Vidyanidhi." Then again Gadadhar said, "But he's not here in Puri," they were in Puri. "So you give me." Then Mahaprabhu said, "No, you wait for him. He will come here. It is not proper to take mantra again from another. It will be offense." So Mahaprabhu said, "He will come here in Puri. When he will come, that time you should beg for forgiveness and take mantra from him again." Then Gadadhar followed, and Pundargibhidanidhi again initiated and everything was okay. So this is, of course, again, Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. Radharani's whole existence is only for the satisfaction of Krishna, and Gadadhar Pandit also. But here we get teaching through them for us, that those who will do this service as spiritual masters, they should be very careful that they should follow that service properly. There are some offenses there, what Guru has to do, what he should not do, like this. So they have to be careful, and if there is any mistake, how to correct that mistake, and that Diksha Guru can be only one. If Diksha Guru disappeared, he's not in this world, and there is some mistake, then one can go to hear mantra from the representative of his Diksha Guru, like successor or someone who is on his behalf here in this world, then we can rectify that mistake. But otherwise, as long as Guru is living in this world, only from him we should hear mantra and also explanation of mantra, not from anyone else. That is not proper. Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami remained on this earth only 11 months after Mahaprabhu's disappearance. In Bhakti Ratnakar, Narahari Chakravarti has described the terrible suffering of Gadadhar Pandit in Mahaprabhu's separation. He remained alive only in order to be able to see Srinivas Acharya. Here also one teaching is there in Jaiva Dharma by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It is quoted from Hari Bhakti Vilas and also Jiva Goswami's Bhakti Sandarbha. If one took Harinam and Diksha from Guru, Diksha Guru, and it is later seen that that Diksha Guru is not so qualified. He is sincere devotee, but not so advanced in devotion and does not have so much knowledge and like this. Then with his permission, he, that disciple, may take help from some more advanced Shiksha Guru, but should not take reinitiation. And he should not neglect his Diksha Guru, and he should take his permission, and whatever he learned, he will learn from that Shiksha Guru. He should also share that with his own Diksha Guru. That will be proper, if everything is proper. But if Diksha Guru deviates so much that he engages in sense gratification or starts to preach Mayavad philosophy, or he becomes envious or is criticizing Vaishnavas, if he's envious of Vaishnavas, like he will not give permission, no. You should not go there. You should not hear from that Vaishnava. If he is envious, or he may even criticize Vaishnavas, and if these three faults are seen in Diksha Guru, then one can reject, or not can, he should reject that Diksha Guru. He has to leave him and take shelter of bona fide Diksha Guru, one who is properly engaged in the service of Krishna. Sometimes this change may happen. Someone, due to ignorance, may take shelter of such Guru from beginning, then later on, if he comes to understand it, he should reject. But sometimes it happens that at first, Diksha Guru was okay, but later he changed. Because he was not Uttamadhikari, but still on the way. So if due to some offense or something, or some anarthas coming, or bad association like this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained in Harinam Chintamani, if he deviates later on, then disciple can in private speak with him and explain to him that this is not according to Shastra, all these things, and also he should wait for some time to see whether this mistake on the Guru's part was only accidental and it is temporary, it is not like going on. He should wait for some time. But if this persists mistake for a long time and Guru is not ready to change and not listening to anyone, a Shastra like this, then in that case it is disciple's duty to give him up and take shelter of bona fide Guru. Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami remained on this earth only 11 months after Mahaprabhu's disappearance. In Bhakti Ratnakar, Narahari Chakravarti has described the terrible suffering of Gadadhar Pandit in Mahaprabhu's separation. He remained alive only in order to be able to see Srinivasacharya. Because Srinivasacharya was ordered in dream, you go there and you learn Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit. So Gadadhar Pandit had to wait for him. And later on, you know, Srinivasacharya was preaching Bhagavatam. As he repeated the name of Gaurasundar with his eyes closed, his sides were as hot as flames. No one but the Lord can know how Gadadhar Pandit suffered in his absence. His motionless body remained alive only so that he could bestow his mercy on Srinivasacharya. This is from Bhakti Ratnakar. Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami disappeared at Puri on the dark moon day of Jyeshta in 1456 of the Shaka era. That will come later on. Also, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's disappearance day is on same day. We will observe that time. So today is Gadadhar Pandit Prabhu's appearance day. Now in Mayapur, I could daily get his darshan in our Panchatattva. They are all there and singing Dokine Nitai Bame Gadadhar. So I'm bowing down to his lotus feet, and if I beg forgiveness if I committed any offense at his lotus feet, and pray for his causeless mercy and to get the service of his lotus feet and the lotus feet of his object of worship, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Also, I got darshan of Gaur Gadadhar in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's place, Bhajan Kutir. Also in Gopinath Gauriya Mat, Gaur Gadadhar are there, and in Champahati, Gaur Gadadhar. So I'm praying there for grace. Tomorrow we will hear about Srila Paramahansa Maharaj.